What's up, sad boys? How is it going? Grayson Todd here with another video. What? Now, can I confess something to you? Have we built up enough trust for me to be open, to be honest with myself? Now, I hope I can be my true self, just the same as I want each and every single one of you to be your own idealized selves. So when I confess to you, my dear viewers, that I have never really cared for iCarly, I hope that you don't judge me too hard for it. I realize that Miranda and the other people are very important to the YouTube culture, to the YouTube sphere, since it was our first representation in the mainstream media. She was a vlogger with her own show. Were they vlogs? I don't really know the videos she made. I quite literally do not know shit about iCarly. She has a web series and Dan Schneider has a thing for feet. That's my knowledge. Since I just took the effort to watch 3 hours of Drake Bell in the live action Fairly Odd Parents, I thought it would also be a fun opportunity to jump headfirst into the iCarly Reboot. I have Paramount Plus still, and I've been getting berated with non-stop ads. Non-stop ads that promise iCarly to be grown up and adaptive for the modern age, for the audience that grew up with it. Did iCarly grow up? Is it modernized? Will I find any enjoyment in it? I'm going to put up a laugh counter, so every time I get even the mildest of chuckles, we'll mark it up on the board, and then hopefully we'll have a tally that represents. So if you will, be so kind as to join me as I watch, there's what? Am I going to watch all 5 episodes? Join me as I watch the iCarly Paramount Plus reboot. What are they calling it? Former teen internet sensation and her friends navigate the challenges of adulthood. Sometimes they get it right, and sometimes things get a little wacky. I'll be the judge of how fucking wacky we get.
I am so...
All right, yeah. There she is. What fanfare. We really brought her in. So the challenge here is going to be trying to figure out the character relations, because there was seasons upon seasons of building and growing and ever-changing fluctuation that is character drama in a comedic, situational comedy. This guy's going to be, he's a brother, right? iCarly's brother. Is her name iCarly? Is her first name like Ingrid and her last name Carly? And she's like, I'll just be iCarly. Because it's like the iPhone, right? You know, like an iPickle Rick. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty. Situation 1. iCarly has a date with her boyfriend. This guy, not a boyfriend, but he's living in the home, and he's comfortable enough to be naked. Maybe a close family friend. I'm not ruling it out yet. Should I watch more than 30 seconds? I don't think so.
I would have done it at my place, but rich people have such nice lighting. What are you doing here?
I'm glad they kept the laugh track. It would be really difficult to discern when to fucking laugh if there wasn't a laugh track. Don't get me wrong, I understand that laugh tracks are a staple of the situational comedy genre. Frasier doesn't bother me. That 70s Show doesn't bother me. But then when we get to newer sitcoms, like a newer age sitcom, it now feels weird. Now it feels like, oh, wait, why is there an audience here? Like, I'm the audience. I'm the audience here. I will laugh if I find it funny. You just can't fill in every empty void with laughter. Sometimes you have to sit in the empty void. Sometimes you just have to stew in it, baby. That sweatshirt's way cute.
Did I miss anything?
It's Rob McKendry.
After years of doing iCarly with Sam, and then hosting Italian QVC, and then my brief stint in college radio, I'm finally going to be back online.
We filled in a little gaps in iCarly's life. So she had the show with Sam, which, you thought I wouldn't know, but Sam, she's the blonde one. She had a show with Sam called iCarly. That was their YouTube show. Then she was on the Italian QVC. Didn't know she spoke Italian. That's a whole lot of fun. Oh, is the QVC thing gonna come up? Then, after having a successful international televised position, she decided to do the radio at her college. I did the radio program at my community college. If you had turned your dial to 89.9 in 2012 and was listening at 5 in the morning, you would have heard the musical stylings of this chick, which was mostly Rancid, if I remember. I just played a whole lot of Rancid. And now she is back. And she is going to ask this boyfriend to join her, making a YouTube channel. You can't have like a functioning conversation with your partner without a camera on. Really fucking slumming it coming back to YouTube, am I right?
A little spot for a camera.
Hey, Freddie, if the entire point of the giant fucking and sign was to do a cute little pose next to him, why would you put the phone inside the and where it can't take a picture of them posing with it?
This is so exciting. I've been wanting to start up my own channel again, but I didn't want to do it by myself.
Yeah, who would want to start their channel by themselves? How embarrassing would that be to turn on a webcam and talk to it like you have friends? Like you know shit.
Charlie?
Bo!
Hey!
He's cute.
shit.
I could get behind
Doesn't it
him.
make you just want to stand on either side of it and be all...
Sure. But for now, let's sit and be all.
Break up with her.
Came with me to
Break
the
up.
podiatrist.
Break up.
I think it's only natural we'd
Start a
need some
channel
time
together.
apart.
Fucking nuke her. Oh, that's so embarrassing. This is how she's starting her channel, by getting fucking covered and dumpstered. But look at those views. Those views are fucking pumping. This is why you never surprise anyone. You want to surprise your partner. You want to be all cute and be like, oh, I'm doing this great romantic thing. Maybe they like surprises. Maybe they like little things. So you can give them a little surprise, but give them a heads up. You're bringing this on yourself, Carly. This is 100% on you, girl. We are the masters of our own demise.
You're just dumping me, aren't you?
Okay, put one joke on the board for the way he slammed the phone into the ground. We're at one, iCarly. One joke in 4 minutes. Not a good ratio for a sitcom, Carly. And there we are. We are now into the show, listening to the familiar sounds. But look, the images are new. We are updated. We are now in the 21st century, though the writing still feels like it's 2011. The commercials promise the show grew up with its audience, that we're going to get a more mature series. Something I believe Hilary Duff wanted to do with Lizzie McGuire, but Disney just wasn't quite ready to pull that f***ing trigger, so they actually ended up pulling the trigger and just putting the reboot out of its misery, but that's neither here nor there. Wow. Where they get this penthouse? Why are they rich? Because she was on QVC? Because she did the radio? My God. Lucky people.
Cute guys, hot girls, ridiculously gorgeous non-binary lawyers who get your name tattooed on their thigh.
Whoa, we got a mention of a non-binary lawyer. We must be in the 21st century, baby, because we're all woke with that gender fluidity. Are we actually going to get to see that non-binary lawyer?
Carly, look. Bo's calling. I got a minimum wage job at Skybucks, and I'm still there 4 years later.
Haha, wage labor. Hitting on some themes, iCarly. Some themes. Because of the stagnation of minimum wage slave labor. She has been working there for 4 years at the Skybucks. For 4 years, I fully acknowledge that I have had the privilege in life to not have to work at a job more than 6 months. That's kind of my limit. I've worked at a lot of shitty minimum wage jobs. And there were people there that have been there for years. And they were in the exact same position that I was in. That's the scariest thing ever. I want to always be progressing. I want to always be moving forward. For some reason in our political system, however it works, I don't know. I'm not a magician. Providing benefits or the hours to at least make a living on the minimum wage that they are provided is just too fucking hard, man. That's
Accessorizing that tacky ass apron made me realize that I want to be a stylist.
we got a drink. Okay, wow. Now we're going fast and loose with like the political phrasing because you're young, you're hip, you're on the Twitter. Last year got pretty politically heated. You probably caught some of that. It's funny when we can take these fights, these deeply entrenched political fights of women and their body to make choices for themselves that impact the very fucking course of the rest of their lives. It's so great that we can take that entire concept, boil it down to a joke about how milk sometimes makes you real poopy. Am I right? Feminism, bitch.
So many people here already.
They're servers. I had them dressed like guests so my friends wouldn't be all...
Is he just rich for like no discernible reason? Was that part of the iCarly show as well? They just had this crazy apartment with luxuries.
Next to my cell phone, which broke out into a spontaneous fire. Anyway, now I own a falcon named Jericho.
He's just rich and weird. Is that his character?
Millicent, do not post that.
I'm making content.
You just stop recording me.
Children out there who may be watching me, as I said before, if you're a child and you're watching me, hold on for a second. You can off when I'm done. Hear my words. Don't film people without their consent. Don't just record your parents. I get it. We're all terminally online. We must post everything, every waking thought. But like this situation, inappropriate.
I'm setting a timer for exactly 5 minutes. After that, it's back to numbly eating frozen French fries straight from the bag.
Depression. I'm glad to see that depression is still handled with the utmost seriousness.
We're just gonna go to this socialite party. I'm just gonna dress up and get out of the house, but as soon as we're done, it's back home to my endless weeping.
Hey audience, you know what that feels like to be depressed after someone breaks up with you. Then they don't even spend the effort to make her look distressed whatsoever. If we're being honest, she looks fine, but if we're being truly honest, those who look the most fine are the most not fine.
Are you really fine?
Years ago, I created a sculpture with the most moving parts, breaking a Jonas World Record.
Is this just like an alternate universe where every single thing progressed and exists the exact same way it did in our universe, except all the brands just happen to be named something differently? Is that the core difference between our universes here?
Again, I just want to know everything about you. What does your dad do?
Well, he's in the Air Force, but was somehow on a submarine.
So far, I have the strangest feeling like the show wasn't made for me. Like me having zero knowledge of the original show, I'm a little lost at this point. I'm assuming the sculpture was something he did in the original iCarly show. And so this is a callback to one of his wacky adventures. The thing is, he's like an adult. He's like a man, like a old fucking man. If Carly is supposed to be an old, then he's fucking ancient. Is that just part of his character? He's just dumb, and then all the other characters are like, that's just him. Am I just ruining iCarly? Follow my ramblings for a second. The sculpture they showed, the sculpture that is in the show, is so horrendously ugly and thrown together that it only looks like a group of first graders made it to throw on display for a paper mache parade that they were throwing in the gym. When the characters themselves act on child logic to this degree, it's hard to suspend disbelief.
I tried theater and media studies, but I felt like I got more out of doing iCarly than in any boring old lecture.
Hear that, children? You may want to go to college and follow your professional dreams, your professional career. I just learned so much more from being on YouTube, and I'm such a more well-rounded individual because of it. What I would like this show to do is actually talk about how this longing to be online, this longing to broadcast yourself, what does that do to you psychologically? What does that do to you after you followed your dreams, coming back and trying to start a YouTube presence in an era of YouTube that has progressed past what you were doing with it? Fundamentally, the YouTube landscape and the TikTok landscape especially is completely different than however it looked when she was on it.
There you are. No, listen. You're a little more comfortable?
Joke 2. Funny visual. Second joke made me laugh. Put it on the fucking board.
There's the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute.
She's show-splaining Law and Order. Okay, put that up there. Show-splaining is annoying.
You gather enough energy to cry.
It's me. Help yourself to a mimosa.
Oh, drinking in the morning, that's healthy. Waking up at noon and crying, that is lame and boring and embarrassing, and you should fucking fix that, you fucking loser. But making an alcoholic beverage first thing in the morning when you are prone to fits of crying depression, that's not a red flag at all. We're having fun, baby. Mimosas are fun. Haven't you ever been to brunch, you dumb bitch?
Oh, you were texting in the group chat till like 3 a.m. last night. I swore I would never mute my bestie, but you tested me.
Why'd you bring Luke into the group chat? That needs to be a mutually agreed upon decision. You can't just act rogue.
I'm seeing someone.
Why would you walk over to your ex's house to tell them you're dating someone else? Why do they need to know? Why is that a thing? Put it on your Instagram. She'll figure it the out. Someone will tell her, but you don't walk over to your ex. Yeah, me. Fucking someone else. Real good. Real tight. So you don't need to worry about me. I landed on my feet.
Well, I'm dating someone too. This is his face.
That's awesome.
It is. And we're starting a channel together too.
She's a millennial, right? How fucking old is she? I never wanted to be that person that Googles Miranda Cosgrove's age, but I guess I have to. Okay, so Miranda was born exactly 4 months before me. That's interesting. That frames this entire show differently, but also makes me feel better that I'm younger than her. But she looks better than me, so how much better do I feel? Am I glad I looked that up?
Why did I just say I'm launching a channel with a total stranger?
It's interesting that there's so much talk about making a new channel and like that's her goal. She never pitches what the channel is. I don't know what her channel is going to be. What content is she going to produce? Yeah, I'm thinking about starting a new channel. I just sit down and I do a lifestyle advice because like who wouldn't want to be living their life like I am? Who wouldn't want to know the things I know? And now we're just spreading the wealth.
Classic Seattle tap.
Well, are we in Seattle? Wait, does iCarly take place in Seattle? Okay, the show's going up for me.
So, the thing I was going to tell you.
That's good content. I don't know. Film it, put it on YouTube. People will cringe at it.
Come on, who cares what
I'm gonna piss.
Me cares.
I needed this. I had discarded dairy juice for dinner.
No way.
Yes, way.
She is just your regular, average, everyday girl that likes to pick up a burger, not eat that gross whey shit, which is why I have it wrapped so tightly that my mouth physically can't get past to where like any of the meat or the condiments are. That's how much I love this burger. Same with this guy over here. Look at that. Just barely scratching the top of it. I know how food scenes work. I'm just making jokes over here, okay? Hey.
I guess there's just...
Forgot about my marionette making phase. I keep them up here because it's away from the knives.
3 jokes.
I mean, what would I even do on the show? Old goofy stuff, new sophisticated stuff.
She doesn't even have an idea? She was going to start a channel with her boyfriend and she doesn't even have an idea for
Never
it?
seen those before.
Just turn the camera on. You can literally put on a Spider-Man suit and into a microphone. Don't do that. That will get you banned. But you can wear the Spider-Man suit. Just don't Just don't No farting.
So you came up with all this stuff when you were a kid. Imagine what you can do now.
If you look at human development, adults actually become more creative. When we're born as kids, we all have inhibitors in our brain that stop us from reaching our full potential of our imagination. As we go through puberty, then those creative barriers fall away.
This is still iCarly, but it's grown up now. So today I thought I'd share my skincare routine. Anti-aging products for baby Spencer!
I haven't been on the internet for that long. I only grew up with it. I would assume that if you are making a show specifically for the demographic of kids that watch YouTube and it's about a YouTuber or a live streamer, then wouldn't you want it to at least mimic of the actual videos you watch? And I know it's a reference to the original series. I know this is a callback. It's not lit correctly for YouTube. You could at least show them like going through the process of it. Maybe teaching kids, giving them tips and tricks on how to light, what kind of light to get, how to set it up, the fucking programs to use, what to say. She has 8,000 viewers. You turn the camera on, thousands of viewers just start pouring in, baby. It's the internet. Nothing can stop it. You're limitless. All you need is a good smile and horrific imagery. That being said, I also don't watch a lot of like skincare stuff. Maybe this is a corner of YouTube I just have never been exposed to. Maybe this type of content is all the fucking rage. I mean, 8,000 people are watching it right now. Must have some sort of appeal to some people.
Oh, I think he needs a lot more.
Some more?
No, that's enough already!
19,000 viewers for slapping cream on a baby, a man baby. Let's not talk about what the product is. Let's not go into it anymore. No, we're just go straight to slapping it on the baby. The joke's done. You just did the joke. The joke's over. This episode of iCarly is only 26 minutes long, but I've been talking about it for over an hour. You gotta milk it for all it's worth.
And in the end, it's just an expensive reminder. We're all gonna die someday.
Is he locked in there? Is he like handcuffed to it? Can he not pull his face out? Is this made for babies on the internet? Because I can't see her building an audience with adult of 47,000 people. She's putting that face mask on him. Oh shit. Carly. Oh no, not the lips. Not the lips.
This mask is actually made out of laundry detergent. Kinda seems like we never left.
Classic iCarly shenanigans.
Do all the pieces still move?
You tell me.
Wasn't supposed to catch on fire, was it?
Never is.
Okay. Ooh. So that was the first episode of the iCarly revival. And what I can definitively say is that it's not for me. And that's okay. If you're a fan of iCarly and you literally just want the show again, I think this is it. Much like the Girl Meets World reboot, A Boy Meets World, it does nothing for me. It adds nothing. It adds no new dimensions. It just kind of carries on the thing. It keeps it going, keeps it alive for another generation, another year. And for that, I guess I'm thankful. I'm glad that some people have access to it, though it is on Paramount Plus. I wish we got a little more of the mechanics of actually making a YouTube show. I thought it was going to be more about the struggles that actually come with trying to constantly seek validation through strangers on the internet, but the show thus far does not really keep up the promise of maturing with its audience. I found the jokes to be extremely juvenile. There isn't really much here other than, do you remember them? She wants to start a new channel. What's the channel? What does she do? It's the same old shit, baby. And we're back. 47,000 watchers. If you like iCarly, that's fine. I didn't, but that's mostly because I don't have any prior connection to it than literally what I just experienced. And what I just experienced, I didn't enjoy. So I don't really feel like I missed out, and I don't really feel like I would be a different person if I grew up watching iCarly, because her type of content isn't really anything that speaks to me. Much like Dan Schneider and the shit that he makes. Anyway, This has been me trying to watch iCarly, trying to understand and seeing if they have adapted the show for 2021 to be consumable and enjoyable by adults. And I have to say, from an outsider's perspective, it is not. But maybe we're still in that member berries phase of the show. Maybe after this, it'll grow out and expand and flourish into something deeper. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm Grayson Todd. Thank you for watching. Stay posy, stay swazzy, watch some good shit, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Flip.